This video is sponsored by PotownStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCGO code cards. Want to start playing competitively? It's very easy to do so with instant email delivery with the codes, and they have a huge variety of codes up on their website, reaching from league battle decks, specific promo codes, or even the latest booster packs in town. So definitely check out PotownStore.com, and you can use the coupon code ZapDosTCG for 5% off your next order. How wonderful is that? Also check out cardmarket.com. This is a European platform that I personally use every day. If you're a European player, you're obligated to check out the link in the description below. We're going to be able to check out Card Market, and you can buy cards and sell cards to people all across Europe, so definitely do so. You're going to be helping me out a ton. So definitely enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace! What's up YouTube, it's ZapDosTCG here, and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. We are still exploring battle styles, deck profiles, and today on the menu is Corviknight VMAX. This is one you highly suggested, so if you have any other suggestions, leave them down below. And also, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future uploads about battle styles. So Corviknight is a very interesting archetype. It reminds me a little bit about like Zoroark with Acerola, because we have a new card coming into the format. That's going to be Cheryl, and Cheryl is an interesting card, having the effect here where you can heal all damage from all of your evolution Pokemon instantly. And then you have to discard all the energies attached to those evolution Pokemon that you heal damage off. So that means that Corviknight, this is a huge HP Pokemon, 320 HP, and that is going to be very significant because we can heal off all that damage, and that's going to be helping us out quite a bit. So Corviknight, we're going to be talking about Corviknight today, so hopefully you guys are excited for that. If you are excited, be sure to let me know by destroying that like button, because it helps out the channel more than you would possibly think. So we're going to be checking out Corviknight VMAX first. So this is a Pokemon with free retreat, which is totally awesome. We also have Escape Rope being reprinted, so you always have a way to trick your opponent. Slap down the Escape Rope. You always know which Pokemon you can promote because you have free retreat, which is awesome. Also, it has an ability which means it cannot be affected by anything from the opponent's ability. So that means no Galarian Zigzagoon, no Orbeetle with the Eerie Beam, no Fion Madness going around. So that's going to be fantastic for this type of card, because you cannot even get poisoned by stuff like the Slowbro V. So a lot of things are protecting Corviknight VMAX. We have free retreat, and we slap 240 damage, and then during our next turn we are not able to use that attack again. But as we've seen, we can reset the attack effect with, of course, cards like Switch or Escape Rope. That's going to be fantastic for us to use. So 240 every single time. That's why there's also 3 copies of Boss's Orders in this type of list, because you can prey on evolving V Pokemon, or even stuff like the Danajax, Eldigos, Crobat, you know, the typical bench sitters over there, so you can target those. Now we're going to be talking a little bit about the Corviknight itself. So this is the V variant. Just have to put it on the screen entirely so you guys can read what it's in here. So we are still using the Japanese scans for the people that were wondering. We are using Photoshop skills and TCGO to just try and showcase a deck very early on. So if you guys are looking for specific cards when Battle Styles comes out, if you're looking for ideas, new decks, this is the place to be. So Corviknight V, 210 HP, very nice, and we only have a retreat cost of 1, which is good. And the first attack, 30 damage, allows us to use the attack, and then the opponent cannot retreat during the next turn. So that's going to be awesome to trap opponents. Very nice against stuff like Jirachi from Vivid Voltage, the amazing rare, or maybe the new Manaphy coming out. So those type of Pokemon rely on U-turn, board, or air balloon to get out of the active position. Sometimes you can just leave them trapped, and the opponent, if they don't run a switch card, that's going to be fantastic. Same scenario for other archetypes. Maybe against Mad Party, you can leave them trapped in the active, and also 30 damage can actually knock out a Sinistea, which is hilarious. And then the second attack is 190 damage, and you cannot use it during your next turn. So what this deck is all about is using, of course, Corviknight, going to Corviknight VMAX. We have free retreat, so you dish out a couple of damage counters here and there. But the main focus is going to be the new Bronzong. I don't have the scan up on screen right now, but the new Bronzong allows us to move energies freely. You can move one metal energy from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. So even if you like use Metal Saucer, which only works on the bench, you can move that energy straightly to the active position. But even better, you can just use Cheryl, get rid of your energies first, and then use Cheryl, then get the energies back. So it's gonna be fantastic. Kind of reminds me a little bit about like stuff like Max Potion or stuff. And also, if you lose a a couple of energies thanks to Cheryl. It doesn't matter because we have Metal Saucer and you can get them immediately back to the active position with Bronzong. There's a 3-3 line of Bronzong in here. We still opt to go for the Bronzor from Team Up if I'm not mistaken, which is able to evolve if you go second. So you can get first turn Bronzong. That's also nice. And for bench hitters, we have Crobat V, the Danajax, and Eldegoss. Why are we not running like another copy of the Danajax? Is because we have Zacian. There's 2 copies of Zacian in here. Every single metal deck loves the Intrepid Sword. Not only is Brave Blade such a sufficient attack of the Zacian, you just have of course access to Intrepid Sword on turns where you're not able to attack. So just use Intrepid Sword, your turn ends, but you draw 3 cards. And you can also accelerate the energies to the Zacian, which is also a good thing because then you can move them around with Bronzong. And there's also Aegislash in here for stuff like the Decidueye, Altaria, those annoying matches. Definitely you want to have an answer for that. That's why Aegislash is in here. And Zamazenta will of course be very helpful against those Urshifu VMAX decks running around rampant. Those are relying a lot on special energies. I don't know if you've noticed, but they have single strike special energy. They have rapid strike special energy. And you can get rid of them with Zamazenta while also being immune from damage from VMAX Pokemon. So not only is this great against stuff like Eternatus, Centiskorch, you also have a nice way to deal with the new Urshifu VMAX decks that will of course be in the format, so that's awesome. What else is in this list like this? So we talked about Bronzong being able to move all the energies freely around your board, which is awesome. That's also going to be nice if you just want to reset the attack effect of a Zacian. Sometimes you can just move energies to a bench Zacian and play a switch, so that could be nice. Otherwise you've needed like 2 switches. There's 2 escape ropes in here and 2 switches. You might even think about Melolana, but Cheryl is like the best thing in this list because you can heal off the 320 HP Centiskorch VMAX, actually Corviknight VMAX, and maybe think about some big charms if you're afraid of certain matches that can actually slap more than 300 damage. There's not a lot of decks out there. Maybe Blacephalon can do some havoc here and there. Maybe a Centiskorch with a ton of energies. That's why we also have Metal Coating Energy. 3 copies of that in this list, just because Metal Coating Energy gets rid of your entire weakness. So Corviknight VMAX will be a 320 HP monster with free retreat, with no weakness and not being affected by abilities. So it cannot get like poison thanks to a Galarian Slowbro V. It cannot get Galarian Zigzagoon to lower the amount of HP. So you're gonna be good with this kind of an attacker. And the reason why I love this deck so much is that you have Cheryl, and you can copy that with of course Eldegoss. You can get a Cheryl back from the discard pile. So your main focus is 2-price bench hitters. So maybe you could sneak in a Mawile GX in here if you could find a room for it. Maybe you cut Zamazenta V. That's entirely up to yourself. For Pokemon, getting them out of the line, actually out of the deck, we have 4 Quick Ball, we have 3 Communication, and 1 Evolution Incense. I do love the fact that Evolution Incense can get yourself an Evolution Pokemon instantly. We do run 2 Stage 1, so that's going to be the 3-3 line of Corviknight VMAX and the 3-3 line of Bronzong. So having access to that Evolution Incense is sometimes very nice. And the communication is just nice because you can also grab stuff like Eldegoss when the time is right, as well as the Danajax, etc. There's also a reset stamp in here. The reason for that is that sometimes you cannot find your Cheryl, so you slap down a reset stamp, put the opponent to like maybe a 2-card hand or something, and then retreat your Corviknight VMAX to another attacker because you have free retreat. Sometimes they don't have boss in hand, and you can buy yourself a turn and then use Cheryl to heal off both Corviknight VMAX, which is something I love doing with this list. You can think about the increase of Cheryl or not, but 2 copies seems to be sufficient, definitely because we also run Eldegoss in this list. For the rest, we just have 4 Research, 3 Marnie. You might even think, ooh, am I going to brick? I don't think so, because you have access to Zacian, which draws cards, Crobat draws cards, the Danajax draws cards. So that's why we didn't opt to go for the 4th copy of Marnie, but putting the opponent to a low hand size, preventing them from getting boss orders is nice. Other cards I'm thinking about is Mew from Unbroken Bonds to protect your bench, because sometimes you get slapped into and you don't have a Cheryl. People could snipe that off with Cramorant V, for instance, which is very scary for sure. Or they could have like the boss, as mentioned. When you don't have the Cheryl, you can retreat, but they could have bosses to still take 3 prize cards. And also, you can protect your Bronzong from stuff like snipe shots, actually spit shots from the Cramorant V if you have Mew from Unbroken Bonds. Same goes for Tag Bolt GXs if those are still a thing, because as mentioned, Urshifu VMAX decks will become very, very popular, and I don't know if Pikaram can handle that. Although if history has taught us something, Pikaram is never dead, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, that's it for this list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more deck profile videos of upcoming decks, be sure to let me know by destroying that like button, as it helps out the channel more than you would possibly think. And I know that you guys will appreciate more deck profiles. This is something new I'm trying out. This is a new setup where we're going to be talking about a lot of new decks that are coming out in battle styles. I'm so hyped. We're going to be opening up some boxes, have of course gameplay up on the channel. So if you're looking for new deck lists, new deck profiles, new gameplay videos, booster boxes, battle styles, everything included, be sure to subscribe so you don't ever miss out. Also, big shout out to my sponsors, cardmarket.com, where you can of course buy cards if you're a European player from people all across Europe, and of course the one, the only PotownStore.com, where you can actually buy TCGO code cards. They have everything up on stock, and you can use the coupon code ZapDoseTCG for 5% of your next order, and they will of course have battle styles very shortly. So as soon as they have the up on stock, you can buy them there, and you're gonna prep yourself before the set actually releases. Anyhow, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace!